Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details, and today here in the shop we have a Volvo S60 in for a full detail, but one of the things the customer also requested was that we apply a ceramic glass coating. And actually, Stoner Car Care sent over a product for me to test out, and I thought this would be the perfect vehicle for me to kind of work with this product for the first time and share with you guys some of the benefits and just some pros and cons from a professional detailer viewpoint. So let's take a closer look at the vehicle and what we're going to be using today and how we're going to apply it. So we are peak pollen season here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. You can see we've got to do a thorough wash. We've got a lot of road film. This past weekend we had over 3.5 inches of rain and there's some heavy pollen. I just keep getting pop-up after pop-up on my phone of high pollen alert, which is awesome as a detailer because I could wash and clean a car and about 20 minutes later it's completely green. So love that this season. But our glass, we're going to go ahead and do first a proper wash of the entire vehicle, and then we're going to share with you guys the product, how we're going to prep our glass. You see, we do have some rain splatter. We obviously have a lot of kind of loose contaminants that should come off when we wash it, but a lot of times you're going to see, especially like these outer areas of your glass, some water staining and things like that. So we want to remove as much bonded contaminant off of the glass as possible before we go ahead and apply our coating. You want a squeaky clean finish so that way our coating can bond with the pores of the glass versus kind of having anything in between. So years back I used to purchase a product from them, their Stoner glass cleaner. I actually bought a case of 12. I still have a couple bottles floating around, and this was one of my favorite glass cleaners to do inside vehicles to give me streak-free results. But sadly, it is discontinued. Well, the reason why is that they came out with their invisible glass. Many of you are familiar with invisible glass. This is one of the top-selling glass cleaners on the retail level, widely available at most stores that you're going to come in contact with, Walmart, Pep Boys, Advanced Autos. It's pretty much everywhere that you are looking for automotive cleaning materials. Stoner Car Care is actually a local company to me. They're based out of Corryville, which is just a stone's throw down the road from me. So I'm always excited to, one, support a local company. They've been in the industry for quite some time, and they have some phenomenal products that have given tried and true results for years. I see them a lot of times at car shows here in the area, but this is actually a new product and system that they have available. They have their glass stripper, which is going to help remove water spots, road film, and any previous coatings, sealants that might be on your glass. You want to make sure you have a completely stripped and virgin surface before you apply your glass coating. Now, a lot of times when you see these retail level glass coatings, you might be thinking like a Rain-X or even just something that you can pick up that's going to be like a glass cleaner plus protectant. I know they're very popular and very easy to apply, but they're not very durable. This is unique in that it is actually a 9H ceramic coating. You can see SiO2 with polysilazane base. Polysilazane coatings are very easy to use. So from a retail level, this is going to give you that ease that you're looking for. It's going to give you 12 plus months protection based on how you maintain it. Now, they do have products that you can help maintain the coating with. Let's say you use your wiper blades a lot, which you shouldn't have to, but let's say you're driving in the inner city where you're not necessarily going beyond 35 miles an hour. You have to use your wiper blades. The wipers can actually degrade the hydrophobic coating on it. And so when you use their maintenance products, it's going to keep the hydrophobics looking top notch for you. But the benefits of having a glass coating on your vehicle are that, one, you're going to have greater visibility, especially driving at night. It can help fill in microscopic pores, pits and valleys. My 2014 Subaru, when I have sun kind of hitting it, I can see all these little speckles on the glass from previous kind of rock chips or things like that that have kind of just taken its toll on the surface of the glass. And so this is going to help kind of fill those and give you better clarity. Obviously, the biggest benefits are that if you are driving in the rain, you're going to have greater visibility. If you drive above 35 miles an hour, you almost don't even need to use your wiper blades. That water is going to hit and just shoot right off. It's actually kind of fun to see. So we're going to go ahead and prep and apply the glass coating for our customer, and let me just show you just how easy it is. I just have to add their invisible glass. It's phenomenal inside the house as well. This is one of my favorite glass cleaners to use inside the bathrooms, on mirrors, but my mom absolutely swears by this stuff for her electric glass stovetop, so make sure you pick up a bottle just to have around the house too. Alright, we just got done doing a wash on our Volvo, and you can see our front glass. Where the wiper blades come in contact with the glass, you can see it's flat. There's nothing protecting it there. But up on our upper portion, the outer perimeter, we do need to do the glass stripper to remove whatever protection is there, as well as to remove any potential water spots or just road film that might be on there. So while the vehicle is still wet, we're actually going to go ahead and do this. We'll quick dry off the front windshield. We'll use our glass stripper, and then we're going to rinse everything off and dry it, and then we will be able to apply our coating. But this is a good way to test for anything on your glass. If it's got hydrophobics or beading, then you want to go ahead and use that glass stripper. If you have completely flat glass, I would at minimum do a clay bar treatment to just clean the glass thoroughly, but that glass stripper is really going to give you 100% verification that it is going to bond with the glass. So we're going to go ahead and do our glass stripper. So instructions say to first clean the glass with invisible glass. We washed it obviously to get the big stuff, and I'm also going to use a plastic scraper. There was some stuck on bud guts that we couldn't get off just with soap and water. This did a great job of removing that, and now we are ready for our glass stripper. I did completely dry the panel. I actually tested it on the sunroof if we were to still have it wet, and it did not do as good of a job. So make sure it's dry. Kiss out the product all over the glass so that way you have enough to work with. Circular movements. I did wash it off afterwards because the residue was a little stubborn. Rinsed it, and you could see that we had completely flat hydrophobics. There's nothing left. It did a great job even removing the water spots or contaminants, and now we're prepped and ready to go. All right, we've dried the entire vehicle. See, our glass looks nice and clean. We do have some scratches from the wiper blades, but I'm not seeing any sort of water spotting issues. Everything looks fantastic. We are ready to go with our glass box. Here are the contents. We have a very thorough and meticulous application guide. I've read it cover to cover, and this is actually one of the best clear instructions that I've seen from a glass coating on a retail level. So very impressive. Great job there, guys. We have our applicator pad, our ceramic glass coating. You can see this is a 30 milliliter bottle, more than enough to do multiple vehicles, even if you were to do all of your glass, but we were just doing the front windshield. Now, they do make note in their application guide that once you open this and it kind of has air come in contact with the coating, it's going to start to kind of set up within the bottle. Ideally, for user error issues to be avoided, they're going to tell you that within 14 days, the coating is probably starting to cure within the bottle and to discard it. But when I talked to the rep from Stoner Car Care, he said ideally if you immediately close it back up and kind of keep it indoors in a controlled environment. They have had some reports where it can last up to a year. But just before you go and apply it, if you start to see any of the coating starting to cure on the inside of the bottle, and it'll kind of have like a cloudy look to it, then you know your coating is probably no longer good. But if you keep it sealed tight in a controlled environment out of extreme heat or extreme cold, you should have several months to be able to do several vehicles. And they also include gloves. And then here we have 2 microfiber cloths, one for your initial level and one for your second touch. They consider that a dry buff or a wet buff and a dry buff, but we'll consider that kind of like your first initial level and then your final wipe. So they give you everything you need. Let's go ahead and quickly run through the application guide, which is very thorough. So for those that are wanting in-depth analysis or questions about this product, the application guide is extremely thorough. Feel free to pause the video if you want to actually read what is included within the application guide. I was very impressed. They tell you how to prepare the glass, how to apply the coating, work in a 2x2 area in a controlled environment, how long to let it sit on the vehicle, what to look for when it is ready to remove, what cloths to use in the process. And then also as far as if you want to layer it, they discuss that here and the benefits of it, how long to keep the bottle before the coating starts to ideally cure within the bottle. If you have issues, what to do to correct those issues, and then some frequently asked questions, and then as well as aftercare and maintenance. So again, extremely well thought out application guide. I applaud Stoner for being so thorough. Now, when it comes to applying the ceramic coating, it's a very straightforward, easy process. Open up your bottle. You want to make sure you prime your suede applicator block that they provide. You want to put a generous amount down, but not to the point where it's dripping wet. You can see how much I have here. Divide your front windshield or whatever portion you're working on into about a 2x2 section. Here we're going to divide it into quarters and do 1 quarter first. Reapply our product, apply to the second quarter. So we're going to work a half a windshield at a time. You don't want to let this sit on there for too terribly long. Almost instantly you're going to start to notice that rainbowing effect, but I would give it 30 seconds to a minute. If you're working in a cooler temperature or climates, obviously it might be a little bit longer. Hotter, more humid climates, it might flash a little faster, but we're going to apply that. And when we come in closer, you can see that rainbowing already starting to happen. That is our telltale sign that the coating is ready for us to level and remove. We're going to give that second half kind of a few more seconds so that way I can remove everything all together at once. But this is very easy, user-friendly. Like they said, if you let it sit on there for too long, you might have some streaking, might need to reapply your product. But even if we let it go 1-2 minutes, we had more than enough time to be able to remove that product, and it was still very effortless to remove. So polysilazane coatings are very forgiving. We've had this sitting on there for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. They said even if you go up to kind of like 10 minutes, you can reactivate it with fresh coating. We have our black microfiber. We're just going to come in and do a light touch, straight lines, just to level. It actually is pretty slick on the glass. Not like to the point where I feel like I'm going to slide off, but that is very slick. Then we're going to come in with our second microfiber and just do another gentle touch. We might go up and down on this one just to make sure we don't have any sort of streaking. I'm not seeing any sort of hazing on the glass. The true test will be when we pull it out into the daylight, but it's as simple as that. Apply, let sit, wipe with your first cloth, wipe with your second cloth, and done. So we're going to overlap beyond our middle point because I know I went to the middle. We're going to go back and forth, up and down. That's going to ensure even coverage. Now because these don't lift up here, we're just going to kind of go to that around it. Now I do have this vehicle overnight, so I could layer it if I wanted to, but we are not going to. I want to I see this vehicle about every 6 months, so this will be a good way for me to test if we just do a single layer, what kind of durability you can expect. So you can see it has like kind of a wet, smeary look when you first apply it, but as it's starting to set up, we've got our rainbowing. We're going to give that a few minutes to set up and then remove. All right, we are ready to level our driver's side. And again, the beauty of polysilazane coatings, ease. Professional results in the comfort of your own garage. Or if you're a professional detailer like me, you're going to have an easy to use product, affordable, and your customers are going to be happy. So it's a win-win. Glass looks great. The cure time for this product is 2 to 4 hour minimum before it can be released to kind of wet environments. And you can see afterwards, this was about 5 hours after these were our hydrophobics. It was very impressive. Even if I came in close and just lightly blew on it, the water droplets just shed right off of the glass panel. I can only imagine when driving how quickly they would fall off of your panel. We did pull it out into the sunlight, and you can see there's no streaking, just really nice clear glass. All right, guys, we are all done. You could see our hydrophobics look fantastic, and that was a closer look at the Invisible Glass new ceramic glass coating as well as their glass stripper. Honestly, it took longer for me to prep the glass than it did to apply the coating, and the prep was easy peasy. So for those of you that are looking for a very easy but affordable option for either yourself or if you're a detailer looking for your customers, I think this is a great one to consider. I was pleasantly surprised with how great it turned out. I will put the link for it down below for those of you that want to try it out. But if you have any questions about my experience, about the products, let me know in the comment section down below. I will do my best to try to answer them for you. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for future videos that we have coming out. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy content like this. But thank you guys. Thank you to Stoner Car Care for sending me these products to test out and demonstrate for you guys. But you have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you in the next detail.